We're going to be talking about building culture inside of your business and why it's super, super important. Now, I'm coming from a perspective of screwing this up for a long time and now having it kind of figured out, and I'm still learning and I can be way better at it, but I want to share what I know now because I wish that I had a video like this to watch when I first got started. So building culture inside your business, how important is it? Why is it important? I'm going to start here and tell you guys that when I got started inside of sales, I was a one-man show. I was all in on myself, grinding, hustling, making phone calls. I started to build a team because I realized the potential in that. So I started to invest in other people, and as that went, I didn't have any onboarding process. I didn't have systems in place. I didn't know how to set expectations. I didn't know how to instruct people. I didn't know how to build people up, get people to believe themselves. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. So I was just like, here's the gig, go run and figure it out. And so if I had this video or just an expectation of what was to come, I think I would have been able to do this a lot better at the beginning. And so the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys is positivity, because positivity, the attitude that you have as a leader, is so important. And we're going to talk about leadership in this as well. Just to understand that I have another video on leadership. I have a bunch of videos on leadership, but being a leader, like, you got to be positive. Like if when things are crazy and chaotic inside your business or inside your personal life and you bring that into work, you cannot expect your team to now have a good attitude and want to go out there and kill it, make a difference in people's lives. You have to be the example. And when things are tough and stressful, you got to learn how to walk into chaos and create order. You have to learn how to, when things are all chaotic and crazy around you, put on a good face and be strong for your team, because they're going to act how you act. If your team brings you an issue or like a problem that they're going through, you got to be like, dude, here's a solution. It's no big deal. Like, we're just going to get through that really fast. This is exactly what we're going to do and how we're going to overcome that. But if you're like, holy crap, like, I don't know how we're going to handle this. I don't know what we're going to do. Now they're freaking out. Now I'm freaking out. We're mirroring each other. And now my stress is causing them to stress more. Maybe they're like, I don't know how to close this deal. And you're like, man, I don't know how to close this deal either. And now you're like stressing them out. And it's just like this bad like situation where you're basically creating the stress inside of your business. When people bring me issues, dude, I'm no big deal attitude all the time. I come up with solutions. You can't throw me off my game because I'm in control. I know exactly what to do. I know my business. And even when I don't know things, I'm willing to go figure out the solution for my people. And so just because I have that attitude, when I'm going through chaotic times or tough things are happening, or maybe we're having some challenges, we got to battle some adversity or whatever the case is, I have a good attitude about it, because my attitude is going to directly impact my team, and my team is going to feed off of me. So if I'm freaking out, they're freaking out. If I'm calm, I'll make them calm. I can help them get through to the place that I know is going to help them operate the best, which is in a positive mindset and a good attitude. This is huge. When I brought people onto my business at the beginning, I was basically bringing people into my business, and I was like, hey, like, this is what you have to do to be successful, and they wouldn't do it, and I didn't know how to coach them the right way. So what I learned is you have to enthusiastically build people up and give positive, constructive criticism. I'm going to say that again because I love that statement. Enthusiastically build people up, and you have to give positive, constructive criticism. So yes, I'm going to be positive towards people even when they mess up. I'm not going to be hard on them and like rude or mean. I'm going to tell them, I'm going to be truthful and honest with them, because they need to hear that. If an agent comes to me on my team and they're like, hey man, like, I don't know, just things aren't working out, nobody wants to buy, I'm like, hey, quit speaking in limitations. I don't want to hear that. Like, that's not going to help you accomplish anything. Look, like, if you're going to speak limited, you're going to get limited results. If you're going to speak negative, you're going to have negativity brought into your life. What we're going to do is we're going to find a solution for it. What can we do to be better? How can we have a better attitude to solve the problem, right? But I'm going to be direct about it, but I'm going to be positive. Man, you've been doing great. You've been doing so many outreaches. Most people don't do as many as you're doing now. I'm really proud of you for that, man, but we got to make a change in our process because it's not working. You're doing the work, but it's not actually working. So maybe we're not saying it in an effective way to get a great result. Does that make sense? And so I'm going to be direct with them, but I'm going to be positive. I'm going to build them up, let them know, great job for doing the work. I'm glad that you were doing it, because that's what's giving us the feedback to make an adjustment going forward. And so that gives us the opportunity to basically give people the correct guidance on where they need to go by being direct, but also leaving it on a good note, because nobody wants to be talked down to. Nobody wants to be negative. Nobody wants to be told that they're doing things wrong. So if you can do that in a positive way, and you can give positive, constructive criticism while enthusiastically building people up, you're on your way to building people inside your business. This is huge. I'm going to talk about this in a minute as well, but recognition. You got to be recognizing people for everything that they do. For us, we recognize tons of different things. But what's really important is that people see winning inside your organization. People see winning inside your team. People see that other people are doing well. People see that there's positive energy happening in your organization. People love getting recognized. People love to be the person that's recognized, and when they're not the person that's recognized, they think, man, I want to be the person that's recognized. I want to go do the thing. So you got to be positively recognizing people inside of your business, because it'll drive internal competition without you even knowing it. Without you even really being aware of it, people are starting to do more, people are starting to work harder, and it's all in good spirit because they want to be recognized, they want to be the best, they want to be the top of the leaderboard, whatever the case is. So recognition all day, every day. This is a huge thing as a leader when you're building culture inside your organization. This can't be about you. Like, you got to be playing for a different purpose than yourself. Because if it's all about me, if I'm like, hey guys, this is what the goal is for this month, is that we all do this so my business gets to this point, then your team's going to be like, dude, it's all about you. I don't want to work for you. I'm trying to make it. Like, I want to win. So it's all about my people. It ain't about me. It's all about my people. It's all about them individually, because when they're excited about their journey, because they want to win, they want to change their lives, then they'll be positive into the team's culture. I shouldn't say they'll be positive into the team's culture. They'll be inputting into the community. They'll be willing to show up. They'll be willing to do things that they normally won't be willing to do, because it's about them and not me. It's not about my ego and feeding me, man. It's about these people that I'm investing in. And when I can put them first, yes, my team's culture will grow. Yes, we're going to build them a team as well. And yes, we're going to give to them. But when it's about them, they have a better attitude about showing up. They're more confident. They want to be there. They feel like it is about them. They're getting attention. They're getting recognition. It's about them. It ain't about me as the leader. I got to take to be a good leader, it has to be about everybody else all the time. It can't be about you. Like, you got to take yourself off that pedestal and stop wanting to feed your ego, and you got to help everybody else around you, because you're playing for a bigger purpose than yourself. It's about your team, and that'll grow your culture inside your organization, because your team will be like, man, that guy's willing to go to bat for me. Man, this person's willing to invest in me. Man, this person believes in me. Now I'm willing to be here, go through this hard thing, because I want to prove them right. I want to show them that who they invested in was the right person, right? You gotta be selling the dream. This is huge, guys. You have to be selling the dream. People have to know what is to come. People have to know what else is out there. And in the beginning of you inside your organization, you might just be like, okay, this is, you might not know how far you can take it or how to sell the dream very well or whatever, but you have to know that your words inside your organization matter so much to your people. And so when I say things, people can get hooked on those little words. So if I'm like, hey guys, like, today, like this week, it's been kind of rough, then they're like, oh my gosh, things are bad. Like, oh no, like, again, right back to the first thing we talked about, which is positivity. We control and dictate what our team thinks about and what our team sees. So if I'm all the time injecting into them, guys, I want you to have a team of 50 people. I want you to all be a team of 25 people. Guys, you guys have the opportunity to grow and develop and make six figures and $500,000 a year and $1 million inside this industry. I want that for you guys, and that's what we're going to get when we're in here doing the work, when we're taking care of families, when we're helping people grow, and we're helping do the right things for other people. That's what can be attained once you guys get to that level. And that's what I want to do, is develop you, stay with you, and so you're selling the dream. Does that make sense? You're giving them something to focus on. You're implanting it in their mind of where they're going to go. And so you can't expect your team to automatically think that way, because your team is going through tough things. Salespeople face rejection. Like, they're like, man, I got beat up on the phone today. Man, this has been tough today. Man, this has been rough. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm getting negativity and my emotions are down. And so as a salesperson, we got to be able to take people and give all the recognition to them. We got to take salespeople and give all the positivity back to them. We got to take people and sell the dream to them, because if we can get them to focus on what can happen and what they can do with the opportunity, they're not going to be focused on the negativity and the hardship that they're going through, and they're going to get through it, and we're going to really help them change their life. Like, that's what I want you to understand, is like, us as a leader, when you're building culture in your community and your team, like, that's what you're doing. You're helping them break through that negativity so they can stay in it long enough to learn enough to get as good as they need to be so they can win. We're helping them overcome the difficulty, the challenges, and the obstacles so then they can make it. right? And so that's what we're doing for people. We're helping them see what's possible, helping them think bigger, and all of a sudden their mind's not focused on this negativity. Their mind is focused on where they can go and what they can achieve. So I'm constantly, every single time I talk to somebody on my team, I'm selling them the dream. I'm showing them what's possible. I'm not only doing it in my real life, but I'm actually telling them what I see them to be able to do. I'm like, man, I see you as someone who can do this in this business. I see you as somebody that fills this role. I see you as somebody that plays this role for your organization down the road. And I'm going to show you how we can do that for them. How you can start to help people and turn around and change other people's lives. I'm going to show you how you can make $500,000 in this business, right? So I'm constantly getting them to see this and believe in this. And now they're starting to attach themselves to these things. But the key to this is they would have never done it if I didn't say those words to them. Most of them. A players, super A players will attach themselves to it automatically, but most people, they can't think that big, they can't think that positive, they can't think that far down the road, so you have to be the one as a leader to implant that into your team. You have to implant that into your whole organization's head, and then they'll start to think it, they'll start to believe it, they'll start to attach themselves to it, and now because I've shown them what's possible, right? Now they understand that they can do it, they see how they can do it, and they're starting to think about that constantly, not think about negativity, not think about the hardship, not think about rejection, not think about any of their friends telling them how this is a scam or you're in some online business thing and your community's weird. And no, man, because it works. Like, business is business, but the people around you aren't the people that you should be taking advice from. You should be listening to me, right? And so now you're starting to get them to focus on that. This is a huge thing, guys. This is the next point that I have here. Zoom, in person, we do both Zoom and in person. And so what I want you to understand about this is, like, you're going to meet people on Zoom, but they're not going to feel a part of what you're doing until you meet them in person. So, like, we have a virtual sales organization for sure, but we do things very, very often in person. And so we're building relationships. We're getting around each other. I want my team to feel like they're family to me. Like, we have people over our house. We have people come over for dinner. We have people come work with us. We have people spend time with us here in our home and at the office. And you know, we rent out Airbnbs and we spend time together because we want to really, like, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like, the truth is that I want to do life with people and I want to have a good time doing it. And so, like, selfishly, of course, I'm like, we should all be super close because it's way more fun when we're close. But they also want that as well. They want to feel a part of something. They want to feel a part of something bigger than them. And that's going to help with that. Okay. Something that I think is really important with the point of selling people the dream, you got to think about it like this. If I'm a very beginner inside of business and, like, we imagine it in a staircase, the first stair is like you being a very beginner, and then, like, you only can see so far. And if you've ever climbed up a big staircase or gotten on a Ferris wheel or, like, climbed, like, a hike and you could see farther because you got higher up in the air, that's exactly what this is. So you as a leader, you're higher up on the staircase than your team and you can see farther. So you got to show your team with your words and your results what's possible for them. You got to show your team, you got to tell them. That's why you're selling the dream. You're like, man, it's amazing up here. I want you to have this experience. I want you to be able to win like this. And you got to get them to see that from where they're at, because they don't know what's possible up here. And if you never explain it, they'll never see it. So make sure that you're selling the dream. Make sure that you are building in person. Like I said, we're always doing stuff in person with our group. It makes it fun. It makes it real. People don't feel like they're on the outside watching in. They get to be a part of it. You have to have systems if you want to build culture, because if you are the system inside of your business, like if you're the person that directs all the traffic, you're communicating with everybody, you're getting back to people, you're helping people with sales training, and you're doing all the onboarding and you're doing all the like, there's not enough time in the day for you to spend time with people, to build people up, to help train them and do everything else that you need to do to be a really effective leader in your organization. So you have to have good systems. For us, we have a system that allows me, that puts me in a position where I can spend time with my team. I can help them build their businesses. I can help them with sales. I can help them with growing their organization. You know, anything that they need, I'm there, and I can make time in my day, in my week, you know, as long as it's planned out and everything, because, you know, I'm busy too, building a bunch of people and helping in that regard. But the point is that the system that we use allows me to step into a role where I can help a lot of people. I have the freedom to get above my business, so I don't have to be running my business all the time. I get to get above my business to grow my business. And that's really, really important as a leader, because then that gives you the ability to invest in people, to get them to believe in them, to get them to believe in themselves because you believe in them, which gives you the opportunity to grow your organization, to grow the people, because you don't set out to just grow a company. You grow the people inside the organization, and the people build the business. Does that make sense? Right? You don't want to be the only person with belief, the only person with the skills, the only person with the knowledge, the only person with the ability to make it happen. You got to show other people the things that they need to do so then your business can run without you. Right? You don't want to be the bottleneck in your business. And this is a huge thing, guys. You got to believe in people. You got to get them to believe in themselves. You have to make it more about the money than it is for most organizations, because the money's not going to do it for everybody. You have to get people to believe in themselves. You got to spend time with them. You got to make it more than just the money. You got to make it about them, making an impact. You got to make it there be a mission inside your organization. We're helping people. We're making people's lives better. If people don't get your help, they're never going to get the help that they need, right? Like that attitude of like, we're doing something meaningful in our business instead of it all just being about the money. And you got to make a real difference in your people's lives, right? You don't want to be a lead to them. You want to be the irreplaceable opportunity that they're never going to find anywhere else because of the way that you invest in people, because of the recognition, because of how they feel appreciated, because of how they feel loved, because of the community and the culture and the things that you've built inside your people, and just the love that the people have for you, man. Like, go to bat for your people, show up, do the work. And there's this phrase that I love, and it's dream, mission, recognition. Dream, mission, recognition. If you can constantly be promoting those things, if you can constantly be giving that out into your organization, you got to be selling the dream. You got to be showing your team what's possible. You got to be the one to plant that in their head, because they can't see that far. They're dealing with their stressors. They're dealing with the difficulty of getting started. They're dealing with rejection. They're dealing with getting told no on the phones or on the appointments or whatever. They're salespeople. You face rejection in sales. So you got to be able to get them to believe in the opportunity. It's not always going to be like that. You're going to build the skill set, and then you're not going to have to do that. And then once you do that, I can show you how to be independent, and then be a really good closer, and then build you a team, and then you can have an organization, and then you can help other people, right? I'm constantly showing them the next steps, what's possible after that. Mission, you got to be mission focused. It can't all be about the money. We're making a difference in people's lives. We're helping people. We're changing people's financial situations here with what we do, right? You got to have a great system to recognize people all the time, every single day. You got to make people feel good, because it's all about the people inside the business. It's not about your ego and your dollar signs in your bank account and the commas there, because if it is, then at some point in time it will crash, it will fall, because if people don't respect you, because if people won't go to bat for you, because if people don't feel appreciated, and they're not going to want to stay with you. So you got to make your people, it's all about your people. Like, at the end of the day, it's all about your people. So I hope this video helps you guys. Again, this is something that I did not do very well at the beginning, and I've gotten a lot better with it. I can always be better 100%, and I'm always learning and constantly trying to figure out better ways that I can be better for my team. And I really hope that this is something that helps you, because one of the most fulfilling things that I've had in my business is just the people that have been along the journey and that have believed in me enough to follow my lead. And that means a lot to me, because I'm, responsible. I hold myself responsible for the results that they're getting. And I'm really grateful that people believe in me that much. And it's been a lot of fun to help people. So hopefully this helps you guys, and we will see you in the next video.